probably recognize that. That's a great composition by one of the great stride players, Mr. James P. Johnson, the Charleston, the big dance of the 1920s. And the particular rhythm that is indicated by the main section of the Charleston is a combination of a Latin rhythm and a swing beat. And certainly it happens in many cases in the stride piano literature, but it's even more pronounced in the piano literature of early New Orleans jazz. It was referred to by Jelly Roll Morton and others in early New Orleans jazz as the habanera beat. And that's when you have a solid 4/4. And you play that Charleston beat. It fits right into the 4/4, and since so much of early New Orleans jazz was heavily influenced by music of different lands, from the West Indies to France and Spain, and that this is where that beat comes in. Jelly Roll Morton probably relied on using this beat and referring to it as much as anybody. For example, he could go back and forth with just about any one of his pieces or in his improvisations, and he could go with the New Orleans straight 4/4. The straight 4/4 to the habanera beat back to the 4/4. For example, the verse to Wolverine Blues. Let's do it in the straight 4/4, and then we'll play it in the habanera beat. You could go from the New Orleans 4/4 to the habanera beat and back again without really breaking the groove of the tune. And this went for Jelly Roll's solo piano performances as well as his band performances. If you listen to some of the music of the Red Hot Peppers, you'll hear some of the band members adhering to the straight time New Orleans 4/4 beat, and others would add a little Latin flavor to it. It produced a unique sound in early jazz that really laid the groundwork for some of the Latin beats to come into jazz at a later date, like during the bebop era with Dizzy Gillespie, and after that with Horace Silver, and later on with Chick Corea, and it just goes on and on. The Latin beat has been very important to the development of jazz in all forms, but it really got its start down in New Orleans with Jelly Roll Morton and his contemporaries using what they called the habanera, and also using the term the Spanish tinge. what you heard there was a little montage of Jelly Roll Morton's New Orleans Joys, also known as the New Orleans Blues, and from the late 1940s, Professor Longhair's version of Come to the Mardi Gras. And you'll see there, in a span of maybe 30 years, how the influence of the Latin beat in 4/4 jazz really continued to develop and is with us to this day.